From flowers and sunshine into a dark avenger, Han So-hee transforms herself in this revenge story. My Name Season 1 recap and ending explained.
The story revolves around Ji-yu, who on her 17th birthday witnesses the murder of her father. This sets in motion a thrilling crime drama centered on her path to vengeance. Ji-yu finds herself in despair and joins the crime syndicate Dongcheon, which her father was a part of, and she starts to train how to fight and make her way up the ranks and trading away her life and innocence to a path of being a killer.
I'm actually really impressed with her physicality. Like, this is very, very different for Han So-hee. She was Yu-Nabi in Nevertheless, where she was kind of like this heartbroken, looking for romance, introverted artist, and she was also like a princess in the Penthouse series, but this is a very different role for her.
Absolutely, a very stark departure from the roles that we're used to seeing from her. And when I see her training in this, when I see her fighting all the other gangsters, I'm just like blown away by how great it looks. And I kind of want to see Yu-Nabi or Han So-hee fight Kim Yoo-jung in like this Backstreet Rookie versus My Name crossover. Now, if you haven't watched this, please watch it. We're giving this drama a huge A. And if you want to learn more about why you should watch this series, you can watch our spoiler-free review right here in the corner somewhere over here.
And it's her name that this story revolves around. As Ji-yu, she is the daughter of a dead father and a member of the crime syndicate Dongcheon, and as Hye-jin, a detective that joins the narcotics division in the police force. The series takes you through several twists and turns, including a sequence of events that involves a former member of the organization that almost rapes her in the form of Do Gan-ji.
Do Gan-ji plays the part of an expelled gang member that comes back with his own gang to exact revenge on Ji-yu and the Dongcheon organization. He eventually meets his demise, but this was just smoke and mirrors as we eventually get to the truth of everything. As the truth is revealed, we come across moral dilemmas on both sides of the fence. One is Ji-yu's father's relationship with Choi Moo-jin, who was a close confidant in the Dongcheon organization, but he also happened to be undercover in the narcotics division under Cho Gi-ha. This betrayal leads to the crux of this series, where Ji-yu joins the narcotics divisions under the help of the Dongcheon organization to work as a mole and to work as their own dagger. But of course, the truth of the matter being her father was in fact undercover and betrayed Choi Moo-jin, and Moo-jin is the one that has been manipulating her this whole time.
For Ji-yu, or Hye-jin, her loyalty to her father and her quest for vengeance is blurred when she finally finds out that the murderer was none other than Choi Moo-jin himself. In the final 2 episodes, we see her journey take several turns. Hell-bent on avenging her father, she falls in love with Jung Pil-do. He convinces her that living a life as a monster isn't worth it, and that together they'll face life's hardship.
Shout out to An Bo-hyun, who is also in Yumi Cells.
Gawung, which is the very same thing that Choi Moo-jin told her from the very start. It seemed that she could finally move on with a different kind of conviction, a chance to live a normal life perhaps, but little did we know.
I was not expecting
that was just the huge twist in this drama, but I'm actually really happy. Okay, not happy that Pil-do died, okay? Not happy that Pil-do died, but I'm happy because it didn't go down that route. Because it would have softened the blow, it would have softened the story of her path for vengeance, and it really needed this type of scenario for her to, find her resolve again and become the monster that leads us to the end.
Absolutely. And when we watch shows like this, when it's based on vengeance, we often find the crux of the show is that at the very end, they can't go through with it because they're not that type of person. But in fact, in this show, Hye-jin or Ji-yu is that type of person. And I can't stress enough how important Pil-do's death is, how unfortunate, but also important that he dies, because creating this dynamic with her where she couldn't make that decision on her own, and they had started to make this kind of choice that she needed to catch Moo-jin with him and make him serve his time in accordance with the law. But that is not what we needed. We needed Hye-jin or Ji-yu to get her revenge, and that is exactly what we got.
Yes.
This scene was both heartbreaking and satisfying at the same time. Heartbreaking that Ji-yu just lost someone she loved again, satisfying that Ji-yu found her resolve to become the monster she set out to be. In the end, we witnessed an amazing sequence of brutality as she fights her way through the gang to face her final battle. It's like akin to Tam Young-gung and like Ong Bak from, the Tony Jaa days,
to
where
the
he's
old boy.
The entire building going from staircase to staircase fighting everybody. And this scene with her fighting everybody was absolutely crazy. Crazy, especially when she fought that dude that was like a taekwondo like gold belt.
That was just so amazing. But what I love most about it was that she was also very weak at that point too. Like it wasn't like she was Terminator or she was invincible. Like she was getting slashed left to right from the legs to the arms. She was getting hit. You know, there's just some kind of satisfaction watching fight scenes like this because you're not expecting some kind of superhero or some kind of superhuman to just walk through like a hall of gang members with knives, right? And that's one thing that I wanted to point out, like her use of her gun. You know, at some point she only reserved one bullet. She reserved one bullet in that revolver, and it actually paid off.
This is where like the John Wick things come in, where it's like a selective use of her firearms, but she uses it on the guy that is like a gold belt in taekwondo.
He was going to destroy her. Like he was winning that fight.
Absolutely, and she used it on him, and that means that Choi Moo-jin does not have a chance to use it on her.
Yes.
And it works out quite well in that situation. All in all, I thought this series was absolutely fantastic. It was a breath of fresh air for Han So-hee to kind of go from like this show, nevertheless, that kind of frustrated the hell out of me with how it ended, to a show where she has shown complete badassery, complete strength and athleticism in training, but not only training, but doing the fight choreography and looking amazing in all of those fight scenes.
This totally made me a fan of hers.
Absolutely.
Because after watching Nevertheless and some of the scenes from Penthouse, like I wasn't really impressed, or I was annoyed for the most part, right? But like this totally changed my mind. I'm looking forward to more of the work that she's doing in the future.
At the end of the day, this was a show that Han So-hee needed to do. You know, from the get-go, she was an actress that I thought had only she was like the Kristen Stewart of like Korean dramas. She only had that one look to give and that one performance to give. And this show showed her quality. It showed her ability to act in so many different ways and her ability to perform. And I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, that was just an amazing turn for her, and I'm so happy that she did it. In any case, guys, that is it for our video. Leave your comments in the section below. What did you think about Han So-hee, her performance, and how she did in this drama? Subscribe if you haven't already. Tap that bell so you're notified when we post new videos. And this is what we're watching on Sundays. I'll see you next time.